All right, hey, welcome back to the Alta Share campaign. I'm Nineveh, your host. I'm here with Kathea and Soinnarios.
This is Kathea.
And this is Soinnarios.
Sweet. It is episode 13, session 12. I'm also the GM. I didn't say that part. And I have hay fever, so we're going to do our best today. When this comes out, that won't make any sense because we're time delayed. Anyways, last time we got together, we were at the fair for the tribal get-together, moot or whatever you want to call it. And, well, go ahead and really briefly recap what happened to you guys. Briefly.
Well, I bought my Carls and Cotter stuff to make them happy and got a little fancier stuff for the Carls. Tried to enter some competitions and I competed and made a new friend, Korstar, from the Mandarin clan. And we're not going to talk about who his dad is.
Fair.
In front of Kathea. And that's most of at least the Soinnarios recap.
Yeah, I guess we were split up during all of that. So Kathea picked up some information from the local merchants in the area and has some ideas for things to do the next year. So that was a big thing for her. I guess we adventuring hooks. I think one big one is to consider going back for the wyverns we saw before. She also did well, got herself in second place in the running competition, and managed to get angry and storm out during the whole main event where people go to the Queen and talk about things. When our neighbor, I can't remember the guy's name, the person she really dislikes, she dislikes him so much that I forgot his name.
Right.
Orbrast.
Yep.
And I try to forget it. He was talking and he was just being an idiot and a jerk. So she stomped out, but she was not discreet about it. So two of the women from his clan tried to corner her and embarrass her, but she managed to get some help from her friend, local Ermali friend.
You know her.
Yeah, you know, acquaintance. And we actually turned it back on them, so that was good. But I probably owe him a favor of some sort now, which I don't know if I like, but
no, it's fine.
It is what it is.
Owing Ermali things never goes wrong.
For the GM,
they are famously dependable.
Yeah, but I think it might create. I mean, so far, one of the more interesting things we've had not adventure-wise, character growth-wise, here is the fact that I dislike this guy enough that it's caused me problems.
Yep, no, I agree. It's been certainly sort of a trip for your poor character. So she's saddled with all these big emotions.
She's already got that and all the guilt about killing people out of his clan.
It's true. All right. We've been kind of going through the fair, but I think for the most part, your characters have done what they want to do. We've also covered a lot of the big tribal events, as far as requests and grievances and things like that. The big thing that happens before, like, the High Holy Day, honestly, there's not really much before the High Holy Day, unless you guys have something you want to do.
Thea just continue to meet people and mingle, and if she picks up more information and more stuff going on, that'd be great. But if not, understandable.
No, and Soinnarios would do a similar thing, and if she happens to run into Korstar, that would not be a bad thing, since he did offer her a tea or whatever, or a cider.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to be around. He's not super obtrusive, right? So he's not like always around, but
yeah,
you can definitely find him pretty easily. So he is your typical Orlanthe youth, right? Like, he's moody and a bit unpredictable, right? He's your standard, like, boy crush, right? Like in movies and things. So, but with like tattoos. Well, that's actually kind of standard too, right? Like, so good for you.
Is he our age?
Yeah. Easy there.
Of approval.
I disapprove of this boy.
I didn't say that.
You didn't have to say it.
That did enough.
We got it. Loud and clear.
I don't know. Okay, we'll see if the fruit falls far from the tree or not.
It tries. Let's see. Is there anything you guys are curious about politically? Since this is kind of a big political thing, like, are you curious about your tribal politics or where things stand or what's going on in the
I
larger
am.
world?
If you feel like, I don't want to put the burden on you to get too much into it, but whatever you got for us, I'm curious about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last time I know, the thing I remember is the Mandarin complained about what we did, but in the end, it was basically like, kind of a suck it up thing.
Right, pretty much.
And I don't
Everyone's
remember
tired of them.
what we put forward for us.
I think you just contested their contestation. That's probably a word.
So we did basically win that because we
Yeah.
compensated them, and they
Yeah, you've actually gone quite a ways towards I mean, you've given them a lot. Like, your terms are actually fairly generous.
Of course they work. So we're good people.
So both of you just roll your intrigue skill, because it's how you
great.
determine things about courts and politics and things. You will get better at it as you keep using it.
Might have succeeded. Let me find my skill now.
I succeeded at checking my skill. That's it.
I succeeded because I have enough bonus in communication.
Look at that.
Success.
Yeah, you are oddly, maybe not so oddly, like, the more likable is the wrong word, but
Me?
probably. But you do have the better communication set, and you also have the higher charisma.
I don't think that's surprising. Why is that surprising? I feel insulted now.
You're
I don't
deaf.
know. You spend a lot of time being weird and awkward, like, but it's memorable. So,
I killed 2 men and watched them die.
anyways, that's just an aside. But yeah, you succeed. So what you're able to determine over the course of a few days while you're here and just kind of listening to the chatter is that, like, you know that as far as, like, the lunar question goes, right? Like, your clan is neutral on this issue. You're not super anti-lunar. You're not really pro-lunar. You're just like, the lunars exist. We have to deal with them.
Right.
Makes very sense. Pragmatic stance. What you learn through this is that you know that, like, the Blue Hill, so your neighbors to the west, are distrustful of the lunars. Like, they're not, like, rebellious or anything, but they're very resistant to interactions with them beyond what absolutely has to happen to keep the peace. There's their Davos.
Are the Blue Hill Blue Hill more of an Orlanthe clan too?
Yeah, you would think of them that way.
I mean, I know
No.
I think of us more as I don't know all the clan.
Right. Yes, that makes sense.
Okay, good.
There's their Davos, who you would also consider to be more of a traditional Orlanthe clan, albeit with a fair number of river worshippers because of the river in their territory. Your impression of them is that their overall mood is curious about the lunars. Like, they're like, okay, like, we don't know, we don't understand them, and we want to understand them. Like, they're here now, and we don't just have to put up with them. We want to figure out what they're about. So
they're more open.
Yeah, they're more curious about it. You don't know that they're, like, pro-lunar, but they're interested in learning more. Like, you feel like your neutrality is pretty, like, you just exist and we have to deal with it. They're more like, we could be swayed, like, depending, or swayed away. Like,
right. They might be more open to adopting lunar ways too.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly. So,
and the Mandarin are very anti, I assume, since
the Mandarin hate the lunars. You have definitely gotten that impression. It's pretty straightforward. Anti-lunar sentiment is both part of the cause of their current grief, and also their current grief makes it worse because they feel like they're suffering for having stood up to them.
Yep.
Which is true.
Yeah, I was gonna say that seems like that's actually true.
Yeah. The Stag Shield, the lands you're currently in, are also neutral like you. They're kind of, well, here they are. We're not getting rid of them anytime soon, but that doesn't mean we like them. We just have to put up with it. Which is, the neutral tone is fairly common in Aldicher.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're a lot closer to them and had a lot more influence over the years, probably, than a lot of Sardar, so I would assume that there's a good chance we would be more open.
Like, historically, Tarsh has spent a lot more time both in contact with the Lunar Empire and resisting it, so you have a lot more sense of, like, they've been coming for centuries. They've been taking chunks of land for centuries. Like, this was going to happen someday. There's definitely more of a weight. Like, the Lunars were kind of been a creeping doom for a while, whereas the Sardarites fairly new to that conflict. Cool. But yeah, that's kind of like, there aren't really any Lunars here, right? Like, the Lunar Empire didn't send any representatives or anything to your tribal meet. But that's just kind of like some of the chatter, right? Is just about, well, the Lunars are doing this, and you get some comments, and you kind of can piece some of that stuff together by paying attention.
There's a lunar occupation force in Aldature, right?
Yes, they're building a barracks or fortress, like attached to the city.
I would assume.
It's
Am
been
I
under
right
construction.
in assuming that am I right to assume that in our area there really aren't lunars out in the tribal lands outside of where they have established occupational fortresses in the various cities?
Right. Yeah. You really won't see like lunar patrols in Aldature. Yep. You'll just see they have a barracks and are building like the temple attached to it as part of their occupation force, but they're really occupying the city of Aldature, not the territory. Part of that is because the Sundom Temple has been pretty cooperative, so it hasn't been necessary, right? Like to patrol in force. Part of it is because by the time of the actual invasion of Sarder, like Aldature didn't really put up a lot of fight, in part because you guys joined Sarder after the Battle of Grizzly Peaks, which was pretty disastrous for Tarsh. So you broke away from Tarsh and joined Sarder, and then like not even 20 years later, Sarder got conquered. And at that point, your guys were just kind of like tired of the fighting. You were just like some of the sentiment was that you were willing to lose if it meant you don't have to fight anymore. There's been some of that, like whatever, which is part of why the Mandarin are so mad all the time. They feel like people just gave up. So,
which we kind of did.
Yes, many of the Mandarin complaints are valid and true.
If I were playing a different character in this world, I would probably agree with them and be on their side.
Right. Glory of the setting, right? Everyone's got their own POV on this stuff. So anyways, that's kind of what you pick up. As your characters have not been very pro or anti-lunar, like I think you probably mostly hew to your clan's attitudes. Makes sense. Cool. Other than that, there's not really a lot to suss out. I mean, you hear various rumors about different things. They're building a temple. There's always rumors about the Crimson Bat.
I mean, the Crimson Bat sounds absolutely awful, I assume.
The Crimson Bat is absolutely awful.
I know, but unless we've heard a really sanitized version of it, Crimson Bat there's no way that it doesn't sound like, okay, that's terrible. Like lunars, we know have terrible things, but they're big and they're powerful and they're multifaceted.
Right. Yeah. The current rumor about the Crimson Bat is that it's been raised again because it was destroyed over Boldhome. But it can never truly die. So.
And I guess we also have more immediate issues like Tusk Riders and Trolls, and
it's true. Tusk Riders, Trolls, the Snakepipe Hollow, Dragon Newts. Yeah, there's lots of terrible things going on all over the place. Cool. So yeah. Anyways, aside from that, there's not really too much going on, and you hear various rumors around bandits. This, bounty for that. Snakepipe Hollow acting up a little, or normal stuff. Like,
is there anything I can pick up on as another seed for us, or is that too much to ask?
No, it's not too much to ask. I mean, we're not on rails. We're just chilling out.
I just meant challenging you. I was trying to be nice.
No, I mean everything's challenging for me, right? Like I'm fairly functional at the best of times. Let's so the skill that you usually roll to get rumors is intrigue.
So I have to roll again?
I'm sorry, that's how this thing works.
Is that what we rolled last time?
Yes. Because you also use it to make determinations about the attitudes of a court or social structure or to learn things about its members.
Okay.
It's your general social information gathering skill.
No, I was trying to not have to make a bunch of rolls from a fail one like I just did.
Okay. You're not the only person who has to roll. You could, you have another friend there with you who could roll.
Hey, friend.
Rumors. No, 93.
Okay. You hear lots of things, but they either seem like patently incredible or not very reliable or specific.
Or some of them would probably be out of our...
Somewhere.
Of course there are.
But
I am concerned about my cousin who seems to be wasting too much time and energy. My cousin's wasting too much time and energy with a guy. My cousin's wasting too much time and energy with a guy that has bad blood.
I know.
You don't know that.
It's just, you need her to be less focused on boys and more focused on gathering military intelligence.
I mean, I can do both.
Jeez. Can you?
Apparently not. I'm not judging.
If you could, we would just have to call you Matahari, right? But alas, here we are.
Okay.
I'm
ready for the high holy. I'm ready for the high holy day, I guess.
Fair cop. Something else we can do. No, there's not a lot going on. You guys are kind of just hunting for rumors and things. kind of like you're more paying attention to the crowd and trying to learn some stuff, and you've learned a few things. That's cool.
Yeah,
and it's a good habit to get into as you become movers and shakers more and more. But yeah, so we'll go into the High Holy Day. So Wednesday happens. Wednesday, as in wind day, not like our Wednesday.
Yes.
Yep. We get it.
Though they're both the middle of the week, so do what you can.
Yeah.
But in any event, the day is cold and partially cloudy. It is windy, which is a good omen for the day.
Yeah.
It's not stormy though. Like there's no thunder,
That would be
lightning,
even
rain.
better though.
It would be better, but more miserable too. But your tribe, so your tribe's kingship rights are done through Orlanth Rex, who is the god of kings. So this is like, that's why you have your tribal assembly at the High Holy Day for him. This is, so the day is pretty much devoted to various worships. You'll go through kingship rites and tribal rites. You'll go through rites to Orlanth Thunderous as a storm god, Orlanth Adventurous as a god of heroes. You'll worship a lot of his associated deities, the Lightbringers, the Thunder Brothers, his wife, Ernalda, as part of this. And then in here, kind of nestled in, will be Orstar's wedding, which is probably the part that you're most like keenly interested in as people, but it's not like the biggest part of the day.
So we don't do a whole like day set aside for a wedding deal. It's just kind of built in part of it.
Like he'll have, like a party and things later on with his bride. But it won't be part of like the tribe's whole day. It'll be like an hour.
Yep. That's good.
Yeah. So also not the only wedding going on today. So but definitely one of them. And they don't do like a group marriage. So
they don't.
Nah, like they'll be kind of siloed off. Like they'll happen at different times or in different shrines and things.
Okay.
This isn't like the only big day to get married at all. So.
Assume that it's all kind of based off of the Orlanth Ernalda wedding.
Yes. So even though they're both Asari's worshippers primarily, like they will sort of be ceremonially, Orstar is Orlanth, she is Ernalda. Yeah. So that stuff will kind of go on. I don't want to spend like a ton of time on the wedding because it's just me narrating something that's not happening to either of you.
That's fine.
Which I talk a lot anyways. Like I do the editing, I see how much I talk. It's illustrated in colors.
That's fine.
Like I'm
go ahead and talk through how much you want.
Talking. Yeah, so like you said, the core of this, and what makes
we don't have active roles in it.
No,
I was just saying we don't have
you're part of
roles in it, so our characters would just be the entourage.
Yeah, you just be in their entourage and just watching. So
very supportive and consume as booze afterwards, assuming we do that.
What else are we?
Yes, we don't seem like a teetotaling sort of people. So,
right, no, there's definitely booze, for sure. So yeah, so you'll be part of the group. You'll be in the crowd watching. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on during the High Holy Day. It doesn't super affect either of you. As a member of an associated cult, Soinnarios, you could regain rune magic, but I think you're pretty much topped off.
I think I got my rune points.
Yeah.
And I'm essentially just a lay.
So that would be the only mechanical way.
On here.
Right, and like Kathea doesn't have any association with Orlanth or Ernalda, actually.
Special.
You're kind of siloed off on your own. You have Yomelio, and that's about it. You're associated with several other specialist solar cults, but they don't come up much because you live in Tarsh. So, in any event, so the wedding, I'll just, you guys go through different rites. The tribal kingship goes through some rites. So you get to see like the tribal regalia, which has like a crown, a torque, a sword, a shield, and some different items scattered into it that is gotten from the clan. So you have different, like a magic cloak, boots, things like that, that are all like assembled onto your queen. And those are like re-sanctified.
Mm-hmm. How long is our queen? Is she in power for life, or is that a thing that they move through? Like do it's kind of like you can lose a vote of confidence from the.
So generally, when you elect a king or queen, they're elected for life, or like they could retire due to like enfeeblement or something, right? Like they could choose to step down. There are ways to remove a king but you don't usually use them unless you need to for some reason. Ways outside of
I was
stabbing
strictly
them to death,
curious.
I mean, like there are processes for this, but no. So generally for life, and I mean she is like middle aged, right? So you wouldn't expect this to be like a 40-year appointment, but maybe like a 20-year appointment. Yeah. So, and she's only a couple years into it. She was elected after the lunar invasion succeeded. Anyways, so that stuff happens. You go through some rites. The wedding will roll around late morning, and it's a good ceremony. Like there's food and things, there's wine and beer. Orstar's fiance basically is dressed up like Ronaldo, right? So she's wearing like green clothes. She has earth and fertility runes and harmony runes like painted onto her in like red and green. Orstar himself is wearing blue robes and has Orlant's runes, so like mastery, storm, and movement painted onto him in like red and blue. And they both, it's like a little ritual, right? So they reenact some of like the wooing of Ronaldo, where like Orlant like courts her, and then she like consents to marry him, and so they kind of like this has some stuff to do with kingship rights because Ronaldo is kind of like the queen of the earth, and she's also one of the big like fate goddesses as a weaver. So she kind of betroths, like she bestows a measure of legitimacy to kings. She's often her husband is usually the local ruling deity. So like there is a sense like Orlanth is king, but Ernalda is the queen, and those are not like inferior roles to one another. Like Orlanth is king in part because he's married to Ernalda. But yeah, they go through that stuff. There's a lot of that, green woman, blue warrior, like stuff. The terrible poetry that we all have to put up with as RuneQuest fans. And sorry, Greg Stafford was good at lots of things, but the poetry is awful. So
let's pretend that in character in our world it's good poetry.
Right, we will say the translations are rough, but yes, in Tarshite or Sardarite, it sounds fine. So there's a lot of that. They do the usual like trade crowns. They give gifts to people. They rings are a common symbol of commitment because they're infinite, right? Like they loop into themselves. They don't have a beginning or an end. So they exchange rings, and then they kind of open it up to celebration. So at that point, there's like dancing and feasting and things, and they get like carried around and stuff like that. Like it's a big party. It's pretty jubilant. Like, but that's pretty much what goes on. So Soinnarios. Hold on a sec. Okay, we're good. Sorry, I got a little note.
Oh yeah, I'm paying attention.
Yeah, I was like, take notes. This may be relevant to you at some point. Worth noting, year marriages being more temporary also have less partying involved. Like they're less grand all around, given their trial basis.
And even though, I don't know if it's in character or out of character. That's where I'm leaning. That may change depending on where things go in life. So,
right, makes sense. But yeah, that's just something to look at. And then it's cool. Like it's very like they obviously really like each other, are happy to be married. Their parents both look happy. Like both sets of parents seem pleased by the match. The clan Stag Shield's obviously happy because they got like a big magic device out of it, and so it's pretty cool. But yeah, everything goes pretty well.
It's
all in all.
Is that the way that worked out?
Say again?
Did we lose our? Did we? Is he headed? Is he relocating to the Stag Shields?
Yes.
So.
Okay. Yes, you can no longer call on Orstar for aid, because he is moving in with the Stag Shields.
It just takes more. It just takes more effort.
It takes more effort, and he has less connection now to your clan because he's marrying into theirs. So I mean, he's still from your clan, but he's participating in life with the Stag Shield now. Where ostensibly other people will need him from time to time. So
he was a really good guy.
He was kind of a pain, but we did a lot of work for him.
Just nice guy. He's off. So yeah, so that happens. Otherwise, yeah, you get to see the Orlanth ceremonies. You're both probably Soinnarios. You're probably since you're an associated cult, you'd have more experience with these. Kathea, you're probably on the outside looking in on most of this stuff for Orlanth.
Okay. I'm happy. I'm actually happy for our cousin,
right,
brother, however I'm related to him.
Some sort of distant cousin, yeah. Everyone in the clan is related to some degree. So
right, that's what I was going for, is distant cousin.
Yep. So cool.
Well, now he's a cousin definitely removed.
Yep. Good work. Proud of you. Um, yeah, so that's cool. Anyways, after that, you get like there's some storm ceremonies. Um, it ends up raining pretty hard by the end of the day. You get a lot of like some thunder, a little lightning in the sky, and then a pretty good hard downpour. It's cold enough out that it's not pleasant, like at all. So
That's good.
Yep.
yeah, it's good. It's a great omen, and people will mostly be driven into the
I
tents
even
and
celebrate.
things.
It's good for
So
it's good for the clan. Yeah, I'm not standing out in it. I mean, probably some
no,
priest
no.
is or something.
Yeah, like the Orlanthi, your devout Orlanthi they're cool with it, but
Yeah.
most people are just like, it's cold rain. It's unpleasant. So cool. That all happens. It's a pretty good
Yeah.
time. You renew your tribal rights. You renew your tribal regalia. The old pacts are upheld. You renew your relationship to Orlanth as a tribe, a clan, as people. All that stuff's pretty good. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So after the High Holy Day, there are still a few days left in the week, and these are definitely still part of the fair, but there's also definitely a tapering off as people who came for High Holy Day leave. And as like more and more affairs get settled, there's less reason for people to stick around. So like the last couple days are kind of a tailing off process where there's still celebrations, there's still music and stuff, there's still food, there's still merchants here, but there's fewer and fewer people over the last few days.
So unless there's some good reason to stay, I can almost see myself leaving after the High Holy Day and heading back to the temple and or somebody else's
that would make
stead
perfect
if they
sense.
need help.
Yeah, and that would make perfect sense. There's definitely nothing keeping you here. And Soinnarios, are you staying for the week? Are you?
I think I'm gonna head back to the stead.
Mm-hmm.
But that way, Carls and Cotters and cousin and his burden of a wife can come to the fair.
Right, makes sense.
And I actually appreciate her. I'm just saying that to rib Kathea.
Right.
Come slap you.
She is genuinely a lovely woman. She's kind, good at managing her household, raises her kids well, takes care of her husband, has been through some stuff. But yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Better
All
than
right,
your-
so you head back to give the last of your cotters a chance to come up. Kathea, you head back as well. So basically, that's the end of the fair. Hooray! Like we made it. So that's
All right.
cool. Neat.
No,
So
that's
the
good.
rest, yeah, we've already done your guys' storm season downtime. So we're not going to do it again. You'll just retain your skill checks and stuff as we go into Sacred Time. The good news about Sacred Time is that it's a 2-week period where the entire community just engages in worship rituals and ceremony for the whole 2 weeks. Not everybody participates the whole time, right? Because there's stuff that has to be done, but the community as a whole is just helping ritually rebuild the world at the end and beginning of a year, to kind of keep it from dying. So it's like every community all across the entirety of Glorantha does these things. What gods you worship, what rituals you pursue vary pretty extensively, but Sacred Time is like a big thing. So of note, it's usually something you kind of like in old RuneQuest, it's kind of something you skip, right? Because it's just a time when your characters aren't doing anything. In RuneQuest Glorantha, it's like it has a bunch of little phases you go through to kind of work through it. It has rules now, yes, like so, and reasons to pay attention to it. So there are 7 steps in total to Sacred Time. We are not performing a few of those steps because they're not applicable and they are optional.
Okay.
But we will go through them. So as the year ends, you leave storm season behind, but it's not yet sea season, which is the start of the calendar year. It is just Sacred Time. It's a time when the walls between the god time and the real world fade, they get weaker. It's a time of omens and it's a really good time, right? Like where you generate a lot of things and you help kind of prepare the future of your clan. It can also be dangerous as magic and different forces can reach the world more easily. The spirits can access the world more easily as well. So it can be kind of a threatening time, but it's usually a good thing. So your communities really pull together and ritually and really reenact the death and rebirth of the cosmos to replenish the world. So everybody goes through these things every year. So the first step here is just worship. All right. So you would all roll a worship roll to your deity. So go ahead and do that just so to see if you get the check or not, basically.
Yes. I rolled exactly what I need.
Good work.
I rolled a 51.
Nice. Did you fail scenarios?
Yeah.
That's
not by
okay.
much.
Okay, so you won't get to check it, obviously. So if you succeeded, you replenish all of your rune points.
Yay!
If you fail, you replenish 2d6 rune points. So this is obviously this is obviously a highly magical time where you have a lot of contact with the other world. Because all of you are initiates or higher, right? You both get a power gain roll for this season. Just automatically. You're participating in the rites that remake the world.
Yep.
That does things to your soul. Potentially.
I failed.
Okay. That's cool. It's a free check, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have a good chance, but still 40%. It's not like, I have less than a 50-50 chance.
Right.
Okay, so I'm calculating it since we did the whole thing last time.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. You got it?
No, I was calculating it.
Okay.
Power?
Cool.
Yeah.
Or what you need to roll.
So I think I need a 55 or lower.
What's your power?
10.
Yes.
54.
Ha! Good job.
Okay, so you made it. All right. So you can choose to take 1 power gain, or you can roll 1d3 minus 1.
I'm never. I don't know. You can do whatever you want. That 1d3 minus 1. It frustrates me when I get a 0. So I'm like, no.
Yeah, I have generally recommended not gambling unless you need to gamble, right? So if you're like trying to reach a goal and you know that you need to get 2 power out of this to do it, I would just not. I would just take the 1.
My power's going from 10
Up
to
to
11.
You. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
For skills,
Very
it
good,
makes
very
sense because you roll 1d6 or you take 3%. So my inner statistician says, well, I should roll for it because over time, that ends up better.
Right, it should be higher. Yeah.
But this one doesn't.
Nope.
Sorry.
It's like I said, if you need 3 points and you like to get to like, I want to be at this point at this time. Like, if you realize like,
right.
well, I failed a couple of POW gain rolls entirely, then I need to gamble to get there. That's fine. But I wouldn't gamble until you have to. Which both of you are pursuing time-gated goals a little bit, like you're trying to get there quickly. So, okay, for completion's sake, as you're doing this stuff, if either of you were rune levels, so God Talkers, Rune Priest, or Rune Lord, at this point you would learn 1 free point of Cult Spirit Magic. But since none of you are there, that doesn't happen. Step 2 of Sacred Time. This will become more relevant as time goes on, is Hero Questing. You could try to perform a Hero Quest to aid your Sacred Time Harvest and Omens. That would be an adventure in its own right. You guys aren't there. No offense, but you're not really ready for that. And we're really, your characters have not been even considering preparing for that. So we're just going to skip that step. 3rd step, harvest. So harvesting doesn't really occur during Sacred Time, but this period is where we determine how the harvest went for your community because it will affect next year.
How do we
primarily? Say what?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to read the rules. Oh, there we go. So there's a modifier.
Yep, you're good. So
wow, there's a lot of rules on that. That's kind of cool.
There are a lot of rules for the harvest. Food is, it turns out, really important. So, easy to forget when food is like continuously easy to come by. But it turns out it's a big deal. So last year's omens, for simplicity's sake, were normal. This year was not a particularly auspicious or inauspicious year, so there are no modifiers to your harvest based on omens. As far as raids and invasions, your clan was neither raided nor invaded, so there's no negative modifiers from having your land trampled down by troops and stuff.
Take that, Mandarin.
They ate a major invasion, so
they're eating our food now too because we're sending them food.
Yes, so a major invasion imposes a -40% penalty to harvest results.
Are we
which,
really
if you look
a
at the
major
harvest
invasion?
results table, it means that good is as good as it gets. So,
and I assume our previous harvest modifier is no modifier from previous years since we don't have that.
Yeah, you had a fairly average year last year. Whatever surplus you had was eaten by the Mandarin. So,
and no powerful hero quests.
No hero quests happen, so no bonuses there. So the harvest result is determined by rolling a D100. Soinnarios, as an Arnaldan cultist, I'm going to let you roll this and determine the fate of your harvest for the year.
I was going to suggest that. I was going to ask if I could roll for the omens for next year.
Yes.
I'll do that afterwards.
Yes, that's absolutely fine. It's the last step.
Seriously?
How'd you do?
The one time
Did
I
you roll
rolled
a
low
1?
tonight. No.
Did you roll a
23.
1? Okay.
It's
A
bad.
23?
What?
Okay, so this year's harvest was actually bad. So basically what happened is, for the most part, your issue is that you gave the Mandarin a lot of food.
Yeah, this actually makes sense.
Right. So you gave the Mandarin a lot of resources to help them survive the consequences of being like raided and invaded and stuff, and having land captured and cattle taken and not being able to plant very well. And so that's had a financial impact on your clan. As a result, the income roll modifier is -30. So when you roll to determine your personal income, you'll eat a 30% penalty on it. Yes.
It is good you rolled that
so
because
I'm
it
gonna-
affects you more than me too. I don't mean that. I'm just saying. It actually.
No,
does
you're
affect your
still
character.
matters, but your costs are paid by someone else.
I'm a public servant, paid out
To
of
be
tax
fair, a
dollars.
good chunk of Soinnarios' costs are being carried as well. So by
Yeah,
her family, at least this year.
she'll be independent one day.
Okay.
She'll be independent one day.
Right? Sure.
I have faith. Wow.
You know, freedom's just another word for nothing less left to lose. So, sorry, I'm taking a drink. Okay, so step 4 of this process, as we go through Sacred Time, is adventurer income. So this is kind of where we determine how well your money did last year based on your profession. This isn't the money you made while adventuring or doing trade or anything. It's just like, how did your job do?
We do.
So the way that we determine this on you'll both determine this on page 423 of your core books. There is an occupation income table that kind of lists out the different professions and then tells you what skills to use and then describes kind of what's going on there. So Kathea, as a warrior, right? Your occupational skill is battle. Yes. So you'll roll it. We'll determine how you did.
Not as bad as I thought.
You take a 30% penalty to your roll.
But
remember,
to this roll,
no, actually, you are okay. Yes, because you're a warrior. You don't worry about the harvest result modifier. And luckily for you, because you're in service to your temple and you're a thane of the clan, you don't pay your standard of living. The clan pays your standard of living, or your temple probably actually pays most of it.
So I just roll.
So any money you make is just money you make. You just roll a straight battle skill, and we determine how you did.
I made a normal success. Does that give me a check?
A normal success. You rolled it. You can get a check in it.
I really was just kind of wondering.
You get.
Take it.
It should. You rolled it. It succeeded. You should get a check in it. You receive your base income. So for you, that's 60 lunars. Congratulations.
All right.
Okay. Now for the more complicated character. Soinnarios. You are a noble. Your skill is either orate or manage household, but manage household has been what you've been concentrating on, and I assume what you're going to use.
It's the better of the two.
Okay, cool. So manage household is the skill that you will use. Like, you get to pick, but you could use either. You own 3 hides of land. This is part of the reason that your family is picking up some of the slack on your pay, is because you do not have a noble's full allotment of land. A noble allotment is generally 5 hides or more. But since you're young and you don't have a husband, you got given a smaller allotment. So you will roll manage household for each of your hides. You will take the 30% penalty because of the poor harvest, and we will see how you do.
Well, hide 1 is a fumble.
A fumble? Okay. Now, hold on a sec before we get too crazy, because I want to look at some things here.
Supposed to be fair, we did just take the land over, so
yeah, it has been a little roughed up and stuff.
Maybe that one got trampled by somebody. It's the other way.
Okay, so that would be a fumble for you. So someone in your chain of command, it goes really wrong. So for your first hide, who is this, by the way?
I don't.
Pick someone that's not your cousin. Are these your sheep or your other cattle?
Have it be the sheep.
Okay, so basically you go through a disaster. What occurs here is that your sheep do real poorly, either because of bad tending, right, or just because like sheep die all the time. just tiny little death magnets,
Yes.
just constantly. But whatever happened, you don't make any money, right, over the year. And you'll incur 20 lunars of debt, which is basically you having to buy a bunch of new sheep because you lost enough sheep that you're going to need to purchase more sheep in order to keep it functional. I'm going to put a pin in that because we might have to come back to that over the course of the next year. Okay, so that makes you know money, and you incur a 20 lunar debt. So now roll for your second one, and tell me who this is, since we have generated, tenants.
Like before, let's try roll it.
I would prefer before. You scared now?
Next one will go better.
Stakes are real
faith
now.
in you.
This will be.
I will say of note, I believe, so reading through this, it doesn't say it anywhere, but I feel like you should be able to augment these rolls.
I thought about it and then kind of felt.
Right.
I rushed myself.
To be fair, if you fumbled, that probably wouldn't have helped regardless, unless you were.
No, it was 100.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So it wouldn't have helped, but I feel like you could pick a hide and go like, I'm going to use this rune or this passion to help. But I don't see that anywhere in the rules. I'm willing to allow it, at least for now, and maybe I'll try to figure it out. Because other places call it out, like in Sacred Time, like childbirth and stuff mentions that you can augment. Adventure income does not, but I feel like I'm gonna allow it for now. Like,
okay,
it could make things worse too. Keep that in mind.
I know, and that's the other. But in hide 2, screw it. We already had one disaster. Then
how much worse?
If I get impoverished, there'll be more reason to go out and adventure and get more money to make up for my debts, and have all the hides taken away to spoil my mother. New goals.
New goals. Be the worst.
Yep, at least in hide 2. Let's try Earth because of Earth and its utility and life protecting aspects. So plus this is my serious non-family Carls.
Okay, so this is your cattle.
Yeah. Yep, it's one of the cattle, and then the third hide's cattle too with Calor. So I succeed, a rather success on Earth.
Okay, so that will do. Sorry, I got to do a little scrolling.
Is it plus 20 or?
For success, yes, it's plus 20. So that'll mostly offset the harvest being junk.
74. So that's a failure.
Just a regular failure. Okay, cool. So you receive half your base income off of that. So you'll instead of making 40, you'll make 20. So not the worst.
I need to step away for.
I'm
gonna step away.
We will absolutely. We'll see in a bit. All right. Soinnarios, you are now alone in your suffering.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm here, but I'm always here, witnessing. Okay, so your cattle fail but don't fumble. So they don't have the year you wanted, right? You make 20 instead of 40, but you did at least make something on them. Like there was some generativity there, so you were able to get milk and cheese and probably, be decent. Okay, so
I spent too much on these jerks.
I gave them too much money. Don't blame them. You're the one failing your rolls.
No, that's why I'm not making money on this.
Right.
I'm trying to be a likable boss.
No, I get you. All right, cool. So you have your last hide.
Let's try fertility. If that's doable.
Go for it. Absolutely.
That's a success.
Okay. So you'll check both those runes. You'll get a plus 20 to this roll.
Regular success.
A regular success. Okay, so obviously,
yep,
Calor's coming through for you. So on a regular success, you make the regular amount of money. So you get 40 lunars. This is also true of your tenants, right? Like, so your tenants are having a hard time. Or 2 of them are, at least.
6 of the 8, since all the cotters are on the sheep together.
Right. But, yeah. So you make 60 lunars. You also have a 20 lunar debt. So you net 40 lunars off your 3 hides. So the next thing we'll do is pay for cult ties should be paid here. We've been paying them off as we go. Your lands are technically given to you by the temple, so you don't have to tithe them.
Okay. So I don't have to tithe the income from it, or?
Right. Yeah. You need to tithe the venturing income, but not this part.
Okay.
Okay. So Kathea will need to tithe like 6 lunars out of the 60 that she made for her profession to the temple. I mean, you don't need to tithe anything, so you'll keep your 40. The next thing we'll do is pay for standard of living. You are a noble, you have to pay a noble standard of living, or else change professions, essentially. I don't recommend changing professions. So your noble cost of living is 200 lunars. You have 40 from your income. How much money do you have?
I've got 182 lunars, the 75 lunar ingot, and a 25 lunar serpent skull in amber.
Okay, cool.
So I figured I'd just take 160 of the cash and
then the 40 that you made. Yeah. So basically, yeah, you're able to pay off of your own income for your standard of living. So you're able to keep yourself at noble, which is fine. You're an adventuring hero. You make adventuring money and then use it to support your extremely extravagant lifestyle. Now, of note, keeping yourself at noble status means that if you have any kids, they're less likely to just eat it growing up, and you're more likely to have like twins and stuff. I don't know how tightly we're going to use that table because I know that like Kathea's player has a thing with kids getting hurt in games, so we might not engage that element of it too much.
That makes sense. I still like having I like the childbirth bonus as well, because when you start stacking that with the blessed pregnancy later and all that good stuff.
Right, yeah. You're just like twins, just buy one, get one free sort of situation.
No, that was horrible.
You had a tough time, for sure. You definitely had a tough time. So, long story short, Soinnarios had to pay a substantial chunk of her personal wealth out to keep her position in the clan, but she did.
I assume it's more than I could.
Like,
she doesn't have.
The timing is impeccable. So yeah, basically with the fumble and then a failure and then a regular success, Soinnarios does not make nearly enough money to maintain her noble status. Luckily, because she's also an adventurer, she has enough money just on her to cover those costs.
That's good.
And that's, yeah, you need a better year next year. In your defense, you should have another 2 hides of land. Most nobles have at least 5.
How do I get you more hides of land?
Earn it, yeah. The easiest way to get more hides of land would be to get married.
Ugh.
Right.
So that's what you're aiming for anyway.
The regressive matriarchy.
I mean, it's not really any different. It's just whoever's in charge. It's not really.
I know.
Right. So, okay, of note here, Kathea, you will tithe out of the 60 lunars you earn for your job. You will pay a cult tithe.
So that's
from
10%.
Your occupational income. Yeah, so 6 lunars.
I'm just gonna
you do not, right? But you do not have to pay anything for your standard of living. You are supported by your temple and clan.
Yay!
If you want to, you currently have a free standard of living, right? Which is just like, you're fine. If you want to, you can always spend more. You could choose to burn a lot of money to get up to noble standard of living, but you do not have to. I just want to mention that it's an option.
I am a humble young thane who's quite content living at the level I am.
Right. And most of the benefits of having a higher standard of living mechanically are wrapped up in like, hey, you're more likely to have like healthy kids and stuff, which is not beneficial to your character.
I could adopt somebody someday, but nope. I'm good.
Cool. Okay, so we made it through adventure income.
Saving mine for something down the road. I don't know what, but something.
Nice. So we made it through adventure income, but not without some bruising. Step 5, aging. Everyone's character gets 1 year older.
Yay!
Hooray! So go ahead and update your character sheets for that. None of you are old enough to take aging as an issue. So only after the age of 40 do you start worrying about penalties, like characteristics decreasing and stuff.
That's not realistic.
Oh, we even have an age thing on our character sheet? I don't know that we do. We just have a windborn. Okay.
Cool. I'm good. So that happens. Step 6 is
family role.
Right. Most people, we're kind of role-playing through the marriage thing for this.
Yeah.
So like if you're unmarried and wish to remain so, you just skip the marriage and childbirth portions. So we can go to family events directly for Kathea. Soinnarios. This is one of the things where you can't just roll and be like, nah, I got a husband. But my impression is that you were more interested in like playing through that.
I think so.
I
Okay.
certainly would like to watch the train wreck. That would be that.
So like if next year you're still up in the air, maybe you can just be like, I want one. So then you just roll customs or something, like to figure it out. Of note, getting a spouse does not make your life more expensive. So their costs are figured directly into your standard of living. So your spouse will never be a financial burden on you. We can skip the children thing because you guys aren't tangling up that way. Family events. We could roll if you have any family you want interesting events to happen to. We can kind of roll through that. We can also skip it because some of the things that happen aren't good.
I don't know that any of them really match.
There might be something I roll for your bloodline, away from the like off recording, just to kind of see what happens. If any of it's like interesting or worth incorporating. Cool. So that stuff doesn't need to happen. All right. So everything looks. Some of the scandals are pretty
funny. Do we get
funny.
to roll for a scandal?
Yeah. Well, that would be one of the things that could happen. So it's like a series of like you roll a D100 to determine what cool thing happens in your family. Then you roll to see who it is, and then there are a couple of tables that tell you like for blessings or scandals. Murder rumored sounds awful. Ooh. And then there's roll again, but this time the event is true. Like it definitely happened. Like not just something people are talking about.
Does Kathea want to roll the omens for next year?
I'd offered earlier, but I do realize now they have a lot more effect on you. Would you prefer to roll your own?
At this point,
omens?
no.
They affect the clan. The dice could hardly be worse. You are also a character who has knowledge of the stars, which are useful for divining the future. So the omens, I think, will have to be your roll. So we'll go to page 421, and you will roll and tell me how you did.
Can I modify this?
Let's look. Honestly, I believe the answer is no. Because this isn't a skill check or anything. It's just a roll.
You're right.
Same thing with like harvest results. It just happens. Yeah.
Okay. I rolled an 08. Oh crap. Hold it. Why did they flip? Why are these ones high as good? I was just thinking I did well. Who did that?
I was
Mandarin.
I understand, but I didn't make the table.
I would like to complain about these rules.
Here's what
Everything
happens.
in RuneQuest is roll low is better.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
You got stung.
I'd seen that actually earlier when we were looking at earlier, and I forgot about it and I rolled. I was all excited. I got an 08. That's good.
The crowd goes wild. Oh no. Okay, so an 08. So the omens that you receive are cursed. And you get a negative 25% to your next harvest roll. So it'll change the dice on the harvest roll. Okay, so this is 1606 now.
We're going to have a bad year this year. Beware. Hold it. Can we go out and change that? We're not powerful enough yet to do that.
The best way to change it would be during next Sacred Time to try a hero quest. I say best. That's not necessarily true. The most useful way to change your omens would be to take a hero quest and try to change things magically. Well, next year is going to suck because you had a bad harvest result. Well, that won't change anything. A bad harvest result, just no modifiers. But the omens being bad is going to hurt. And if you get raided or anything, it's going to get worse. Now, luckily, you are at peace with your only rivals. You have a treaty-enforced peace with the Mandarin. So you're unlikely to be raided unless something comes out of Snake Pipe Hollow or down the river.
The system sucks.
So we'll keep that in mind. Okay. This system sucks, and I hate it. It doesn't just give me rewards all the time.
Because I really did. I did really look at that and thought, I did good for us. And it's like, hold it. Why is the whole table flipped over from everything else in the book? Okay.
That's how it was in the harvest result.
I mean, the harvest modifiers, the harvest results. That one. Yeah. They all go the same way, where the results get better as you go up. With like the harvest result, 100 is superlative, 75% income roll modifier. Whereas, yes, most of the time that would be a fumble, right? I'm good with it.
Of course you are.
Right. Because, yeah, adversarial GMing at its finest. So there are bad omens over Sacred Time that are divined by the priestesses and your clan chief. Even Kathea, even you can see it in the stars, and you're not like great at, right? Because you have some like lore,
star knowledge.
Yeah, you have like a knowledge in stars. So like, even though you're not very good at it yet, I don't think. I'm not looking at your character sheet, so correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, your celestial lore is not very good. But even you can tell,
Well,
like, there's something.
is that its own? Oh, that seems like something I should be good at, but I guess not.
You have celestial lore. You're not very good at it yet.
I am base.
Yes, so like you have it, and even though you're not very like skilled at this, even you can tell by looking at the stars that like something's wrong. And so that's not a very good place to be beginning the year from, but that is where you are beginning your next year. As we enter into 1606, you are aware that things are going to be rough, so plan accordingly.
So,
If the stars are wrong.
We need to go get you married off to somebody who can help. I mean, I'm married in, I guess is the right word. It's probably not going to be me.
Okay, so that ends our sacred time. You go through the rites. The world is reborn. You begin the new year, but you can obviously see that something has gone a little bit wrong, and that there are some ill omens for your clan. So at this point, mechanically, let's resolve all of our skill checks. So any skills that you put check next to or that you use successfully or fumbled, go ahead and
we already
see how you did.
We already pre-rolled all of our background type skill checks. Is that correct?
For Storm Season, yes. We did that during our solo 2 episodes.
That's fine. I thought we did. I just was double checking again.
So you won't do any
this
like
is just the stuff we used.
Pick. It's just the stuff you've used. So yeah.
And we increased by 1d6. My intrigue did go up, but I barely failed it.
Make sure to include any passions or runes that you use to augment. If they succeeded, you should still check them.
Aside every single skill check I roll.
While you guys are rolling, since it's quiet, I'm going to step away and get some more water. I'll be back in just a minute.
Oh, yeah. Passions I have to roll for. Maybe that one won't go. Oh, it did. It's going to be the undoing of us, isn't it? Or me. I've been challenging this guy to the duel somewhere down the road. That might resolve all of our problems.
Okay, I am back.
I succeeded in increasing, I'm not going to say improving, increasing both of my passions I use too.
Okay. Good.
I only hate orbital.
You're more loyal to your tribe, and you hate. Okay, nice. So you're more loyal to your tribe, and you're more hateful towards the Mandarin chieftain. Wonderful.
I got an idea where to get you some more hides at land, by the way.
No. That involves breaking peace treaties.
Never mind. I didn't think about it long because in character I know better.
Right, yeah. That's one of the things that's shielding you from being raided right now, is that your only real problem clan you have a peace treaty going with. Because you just beat them in a war.
Okay.
Increase manage household.
That's good.
Did you increase anything else?
Homeland lore local.
Okay, cool.
That one makes a lot of sense. That's why we traveled next door. I did too.
Intrigue.
Good.
Yep.
And dance.
Ooh, that's good for you.
And
intrigue. Could use a lot of improvement.
That's it.
Okay. That's all right. It's all good.
So are we ready to move on to seed season?
Gee, it kind of sounds like it.
I am.
One more roll.
Oh, we'll do your one more roll then.
Go for it.
I am. Shut up.
Leave me alone.
Hooray. Worship Ronaldo.
Oh,
nice.
That's important.
Yes, it is. And also it means we need to take off. Worship Marangor. Nod.
Put it in parentheses or something.
I was going to say your skill doesn't go away in it.
You just can't use it anymore. Yeah.
It might come up useful at some point if you observe something, especially because we have a...
Well, her cult lore is more likely to function for that. Worship will only come up if, like, Soinnarios becomes illuminated or something.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
Only bad people become illuminated.
That's true. I've seen it. Case in point. Oh, you should probably change your cult Soinnarios on your character sheet to just read Ronaldo.
At least I'm still a noble. Poor one.
So far. Yeah, last year was kind of your first year of character. Your first year of your character's life was kind of a story of like gains and losses. So
unfortunately, year 2 may not be much better.
Year 2 looks looking pretty rough. You guys are going to need to adventure hard and make a lot of money.
I'm up for it.
So you can smell profit on the wind.
Not necessarily, but I'm ready to go out and try my best to help. And my best way to help is to...
Maybe next sacred time I'll also give up the hides and be like, this venture is no longer profitable.
Yeah, I was thinking of It's one of the rules of acquisition is that a good Ferengi can smell profit on the wind.
Sorry, I needed my Hondo knockout.
I know, I understand. Like it's your safe space. Hooey. All right, cool. So it's now 1606. Is that correct?
Yes.
We started in 05 and now 1606.
Yep.
Hey,
cool. All right.
I have a brother who's now an adult.
Yeah.
Oh, that actually is important. Okay. So at the end of the year during...
Is that quorum tip?
Yep. Cool. So I need to log in to the page and I'll update it. So yeah, so this during Sacred Time, your younger brother, the one immediately behind you, goes through his adulthood rites.
You're gonna have one next
Thank you
year.
for reminding me of that. I should have remembered.
You need to update this the page for family too.
That's what I'm updating right now. I'm updating.
Soinnarios is still listed as belonging to both. Well, maybe not now.
Oh yeah, I see it. No, I'll go ahead and make that edit while I'm here. I'm already in that subpage. Okay. Let's talk about your younger brother a little bit. So he goes through his adulthood rites. He's now freshly an adult. He's just become like a man properly. What is he? I mean, he's your brother. What is he? An Orlanthi? Is he an Asari's initiate? Is he some weird Storm Bowl guy? What happened to him when he goes through it?
Well, the note on my sheet, not the main page, is he becomes an Orlanthi initiate. That's where he was leaning.
Oh yeah, that is in there. Okay, cool. So he's going to initiate to Orlanth as most boys do.
So that really happened during the last
During
High Holy
Sacred Time.
Day, or during Sacred Time.
It probably during Sacred Time, or maybe at the High Holy Day, or probably a little bit of both.
Yeah.
So you go through his initiation rites and through his adulthood rites, and become a proper man and Orlanth initiate. So he's now at the bright young age of where you guys were a year ago. So young, so callow.
Like, we were so immature at that age.
I know.
So is he one of our adventuring cohorts now?
Yeah, he's close. Yeah, I mean, he's not like literally in your cohort, I guess, but he's pretty close. So he would be in your group.
Yeah, we have Dirtast on there as part of our cohort too.
I know. He's substantially older. He's just useless. Yeah.
He's not useless. He's a good warrior.
Yeah.
Guess we're good at something.
I need to update everybody's age.
He's been helpful. He's been fun.
Cool. So, Dirtast is now the ripe old age of 25. Poor guy. And I want to note here that part of the reason I pity him so badly is because the AI it records our voices and transcribes everything for editing. So I edit a text document, and it continually transcribes his name as Dirt Ass. So,
so all of our cohort ages up with us. Yay.
Yes, everyone's a year older because a year has passed. Cool. And yeah, so.
And you're not tracking the individual birthdays.
No, not at all.
Oh, gotta take Orstar off.
Yeah, he's got to go.
Or you can move him somewhere else. But yeah, he's not here.
He's somebody that we used to know.
He's still one of our friends.
I'm just gonna make a note that he's no longer a member of the clan.
He can be another outsider.
Married into the Stag Shield. There we go. All right. So that's that for him. Neat. Okay, so year in review, guys. We're gonna go over this briefly. So your number one companion is Elinder Blue. They went on every single adventure you did outside the clan.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if the two of you were actually aware of that because they're very like in the background all the time, but they're constantly at your side.
I feel like we've had Mardina with us a lot.
Mardina is second on that list, so she has been pretty into it. Well, she herself has been rather like, do I have to go? Can't I just like do the easy parts and then hang out at the camp? But
the only time we didn't take her was
quite a few.
The war, right?
I was gonna say, I think I always thought she kind of liked being there. She just wasn't that good at it. Maybe,
right?
Because we're gonna take her in the spring with us too.
Oh no,
in fire season.
No, it's sea season. We might fire season too. We're gonna take her sea season.
She wants to go see the elves in fire season. That's the only one she volunteers for.
Oh, well, maybe she doesn't want to volunteer. If she doesn't want to go to this one, she doesn't have to.
She probably doesn't want to go on the wyvern hunt. she's probably not a big fan of that.
Okay. Oh, I figured we're going to Altucher first.
Yeah,
she could always hang out in Altucher.
She might go to Altucher, but
no,
wyvern hunting sounds suicidal to her. So
no, I was thinking Ellendor.
Makes sense. Yep, they'd be a good choice.
Cora, Durdast.
They would be good choices. Perhaps maybe Soinnarios' newly adult brother.
I'd hate to take him out getting killed in the first.
Yeah, but we're not that attached to him yet either. He hasn't shown up again. So
speak for yourself.
Wow. I don't know.
Anywho, I thought the cohort notes are kind of interesting. Like I was looking at my notes a while ago, and I was like, like Ellendor goes on everything, which is cool. Other notes,
one that usually is there in the fight in the skirmishing, but not like she wouldn't be one we'd have off like researching and stuff.
Right.
Doing things we can't do.
Other notes. So looking forward, in season, Harver, Soinnarios, she'll get a messenger. Harver is planning on visiting you this season early on.
Is that the one
you said he would come to visit?
Is that the one you've been interested in before?
Yes, that's the
Altucher. Is that good?
He said that he would come visit you sometime after the war. Apparently, since you stopped by at some point in fire season, in earth season, he decided to push things back a little. But season, in fire season of next year, you know already that the elves will call on you again. So you should probably try to keep your schedule kind of clear for that. Assuming you want to do them, you don't owe them all 5 years of service. But I got the impression you guys want to.
I think I kind of owe them all 5 years of service, or at least
you owe them definitely the next one. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely do this one, but I feel obligated to do 5, even if nobody else does.
Makes sense.
As well.
Cool. Yeah, there you go. Right? Why not? Okay. Other things through the year. You're both pursuing rune status. You're unlikely to make it next year, but it's something to keep working on. Kathea, you might consider starting to figure out how you want to acquire a unicorn. You do not need to be a rune level to be a unicorn rider.
Yeah, I didn't actually realize that till you mentioned last time.
I didn't realize it until I reread the cult very carefully, but unicorn riders are often rune level, but it's not required. Initiates can quest for unicorn. To be fair, that is more common in Prax because there's an actual herd of unicorns in Prax.
Maybe we can go to Prax.
So you can just go get one in Prax. Basically, you still have to do a quest, but it's not a hero quest. In Dragon Pass, you have to go on a hero quest because there are no local unicorns. You have to go get one from the God Time. The same way that, like, in Balazar, right, they went on a hero quest and brought back the giant hawks.
Yeah.
Like, now if you want a giant hawk, you just have to, like, go to Balazar. And if you live in Balazar, you can just go get one. It's kind of the same sort of thing. Like, unicorns are functionally immortal. They're unaging. So there are still unicorns in existence in time, but they're all male, so they don't make more of themselves. And there are just, like, not very many of them.
Right. I really don't know how to do that, so we'll have to.
I'm not sure either, but it's something to start thinking about. Yep.
I was assuming that was well down the road for her, but I could think sooner. I'm not gonna hurt my feelings.
It may still be, but it's something to consider at least. Other stuff. I assume you guys want to go wyvern hunting. Apparently,
I do. If Soinnarios is okay with it.
Why are we going wyvern hunting?
So the Lunars like wyverns, and I think we can get a lot of money by getting wyverns to the Lunars.
Dang it.
Do you not want to do that?
No, I'm poor.
So what I wanted to do first was I want to go down to Altucher. I want to figure out how much they're actually going to pay for them because it seems really dangerous. I want to figure out if they only want the eggs, because I don't know that I'm up to lassoing a wyvern and bringing it back.
I will tell you right now, capturing the wyverns will almost certainly get all of you killed, regardless of how many people you bring. Just so you know, like that's
so I assume they want eggs, and I want to know how much they're willing to pay for them in advance, at least an idea, because this seems really dangerous. So I'm willing to try it, but there better be some pretty good money in it. I also figure you probably right now are a little desperate for money too. So
Yeah.
I would love to do
You
it without
also,
actually
of
fighting the
note,
wyverns.
right? Something, so to kind of like lay it all out, you know from rumors, verifiable rumors, that the wyverns are hunting livestock in Aldature and in the Dinacoli lands, and that they've been taking cattle and sheep and stuff. So they're already a problem.
You know what? You know what? Maybe we should kill them. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
The second part of this, and the part of what makes this more appealing to you, is that as far as you know where the wyverns live. You've seen them. But also, as far as you know, nobody else knows that.
What was that?
Because you only found this out recently where they live, and these disappearances have also been recent.
We lost you there for just a second on the...
Yeah, I know. I saw it drop down. I got some of this. So basically, you know that they only moved in there recently because the disappearances didn't really start until over the winter. You know that they were there in Earth season because you were there. So as far as you know where they are. You are probably the only people who know where they are because not that many people go poking around the skull ruins. You know that they're a problem, and you know that the Lunars are willing to pay for eggs at the very least. So there are a lot of reasons that you were like, we could be the ones to solve this. You know?
Well, we can put... Oh, so we really do need to take them out because that would increase our standing.
Yes.
And reputation. Okay, I'm all for it. Is there any real reason? I'd originally thought about going to Aldature to do some research on them ahead of time, but I don't know if there's any real reason for that or not. That's also why I thought about Mardita. But maybe we just head straight for the, as soon as we can pass easily in sea season and head off there and try to kill ourselves a wyvern or two.
Okay. Soinnarios, what do you think?
So you said that the capturing the wyverns would lead to a party wipe.
If you try to capture them, that means you need to take them alive.
We're not going to do that. We're going to kill them and take their eggs.
I'm not telling you it's not possible. I'm just telling you, as a human being, trying to envision how any combination of people that you know who would help you and yourselves, I don't see how you could do that without getting everybody killed. Maybe you have an idea, and I'm cool with it if you do. You guys can always surprise me. But I don't see it, and I want to tell you that it would seem obvious to you as people, like characters, outside of having a clever idea, that it's almost certain death to try to capture a pair of adult wyverns. Okay. It would be almost impossible.
I was kind of assuming that anyway. I really was being facetious when I said that. So, I will say this: as soon as it's passable in the spring, and I don't know if Soinnarios needs to stay here and manage hide for a bit. I actually would like to take Elendor Blue and whoever else wants to travel with me. But if Soinnarios wants to go too, it makes sense. But just Aldature to do research so we can figure out anything we can know in advance about the wyverns, killing them and harvesting parts from them. Because, they have a tail with a stinger we want to harvest. They have a head, and we've never killed one before. So just information. If we can pick up enough information to help us have a better chance of doing any of that, it seems like it'd be worth the effort. But we don't have to go directly there, and we don't need to take Mardina with us down to the skull ruins. Or we can, and she can hang out in the camp.
Right. Okay. So you want to do this pretty quickly then, and then probably receive Harvard later.
What was that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to do this as early as we can in the sea season, so that we get there before anybody else does. Personally.
Okay.
However, if you already have prearranged plans with Harvard, then we can wait till after.
Cousins before Yomelians.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Plus, as was pointed out, one of the keys here is we know where this is. We already know it's a hassle, so I don't really want to get there. And I realize that breaking the fourth wall, probably no way to get there first, but as a character, she would be determined to get out there and get there first.
Yeah, because we don't need...
Okay. No, that all makes sense.
Other people. Yeah.
So who would we take with us? Because do you like my idea of going to Aldature and trying to get... is that going to benefit us at all?
It might.
Do you think that's worthwhile, Soinnarios?
Yeah, just seeing if there's any information that either give us a tip on how to kill them, subdue them, trick them, whatever.
So I think we take Mardina for that. Who do we want to take on the actual wyvern hunt? Our trusty companion, Elendor.
Of course. We need to keep them at 100%.
I think so. Plus, I mean, Eldor, she's there for everything. Plus, I like having she's a good warrior. Yeah. Then after, I don't know if you want to take your little brother. That's fine. Like I said, Art Cora would be fine because that's, having the outdoorsman would be worthwhile for that.
He's going to charge a wyvern.
Yeah, that's a problem. He might lose his head, charge the wyvern, and literally lose his head.
But Art Cora is your only actual hunter.
Yeah. I think he would be worthwhile. Durdas is probably a better warrior than the rest of us. I don't know that, but I'm guessing.
But it's another archer, because he has a bow, right?
So yes. He's a shieldman with a bow. Yeah, I could do that.
I mean, my
goal for these is going to be to avoid melee and shoot them from a distance. Don't take that the wrong way, but I'd rather not. Yeah.
Rank cowardice. Engage the wyverns in glorious melee combat.
Nope.
That's my only hope of getting a skill check out of it.
Hopefully, I can kill them before they get to well, of course, there's two of them, so if we're taking out both of them, we're gonna get somebody killed out of this. But
I mean, somebody.
So what do you think, Soinnarios?
Singular. Optimistic.
So anyhow, I'm putting down for our troop. We're taking Elendor. We're taking. I guess Mardina want to travel all the way down to the wyverns with us too, though, so she can check them out when we kill them. She just won't participate in the actual hunt. But she might decide to be smart and stay behind and out of her.
Hey, Nanovo, I'm planning resources here because I also realized since I got the hides later, I didn't count in that as blessed crops or whatever. Or
yeah, you'll need to assign blessed crops plus animals.
Oh, is that done at the beginning of the year for everything?
Mm-hmm.
I think so, because we're not really farming, we're ranching,
herding.
Right?
Yep.
Herding.
How's that different than ranching?
Ranching is more specific than herding.
Okay, fair enough. We don't actually have, well, when I say we, I mean you don't actually have farmland, do you?
I was figuring of dumping blessed animals and then maybe wait until after I worship some Arnalda, or I don't know when that holy day and sea season was.
So the holy day for your sea season, or for Arnalda, is, sorry, I just closed my calendar actually, like a fool. So it's going to be Clay Day, Fertility Week. So fertility is the 4th week of the season. Clay Day is the 3rd day of the week. So about the middle, right around the middle of the month.
Are you wanting to
or
wait
the middle of the
after
season?
That?
Yeah, I need to.
I can't see it taking 4 weeks for you guys to handle this, but
I was just thinking to get my rune points back was all.
Right. So you're saying if you cast a bunch of magics to.
How many rune points do you have?
6.
6? Well, can't you use 3 of them for this stuff and still have 3 for our adventure?
Basically, bless 1 male per hide.
Right. Yeah. You could do more. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And to answer Kathea's question about splitting it, my impression is that Soinnarios isn't visiting the future where everybody needs healed wounds cast on them. So
I got heal wounds too, don't I?
Yeah, but Soinnarios has that big MP crystal.
Yeah.
Or casting Earth Shield and putting the shield in the way of a wyvern tail as well.
Oh, hold on a sec. Okay, yeah. Casting Earth Shield as well to have an unbreakable shield or something. Yeah.
How many points is that?
3. I mean, you could have her come in the first half of the season to visit, and then do your blessings, do your high holy day, and then leave thereafter, right? So the back half of the 4th week of the season.
Do you want that, Soinnarios? We can do that. Maybe that first half while you're entertaining him, I'll take Mardina over to do some info gathering and come back.
Okay.
Since I assume we can do that pretty quickly, just as a background thing, as long as Mardina and I don't run into problems on the way. But
yeah, we can definitely do a session that covers the first half of season where you go do research with Mardina, and Soinnarios receives Harvor, and then there's a high holy day. We can do all that as a session, basically.
So I would guess that whatever we're doing over and out of her probably is not going to take much time.
Right. And since your character is functionally not going to be participating in the courtship stuff anyways, you're not really missing anything by going and doing something different.
Right.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, so let's so I'm getting more temporary drops now than I was half an hour ago. which is fine because you guys are uploading to me, so the recording will still be fine, but it is making it harder for me to follow the conversation.
Okay.
So I think we might close out a few minutes early here, just because I'm kind of struggling with it.
That's fine.
Cool.
No, that sounds good.
Cool. So let's.
Well, we got through.
Yeah. Let's.
Sacred Time.
Yeah, we got through Sacred Time. We got through some planning for sea season. We got more done than I thought we would, which kind of balances out getting less done than I thought we would last time. So that's all good. Let's plan on hitting sea season next session, and we'll start moving things along on both fronts.
All right.
Sound good?
Sounds
all right.
good.
Cool.
Sounds
well,
great.
Thanks for great. Cool. Thanks for joining me for another session, and we'll see you in the next episode.